welcome to another episode of Hello Me. It's me, a Nikki D. Lovely podcast. I would like to thank you for joining me again for this special episode of I Just Want to Feel Seen. I want to just go ahead and forewarn you that this episode is probably a little bit more emotional, a little bit more deep, even though most of these have been pretty deep. Just a forewarning. Don't say I did not warn you. I had someone reach out to me and be like, wow, I was not expecting these to be so real. And again, this is me talking to me. And so I'm trying not to hold anything back. I'm using these really as more therapeutic sessions. And so I'm just making these available because you never know what someone else is going through. And I just wanted to just kind of share my thought processes in terms of like getting over a breakup. Again, this past month is me trying to get over a breakup. And I'll have to say, I think I'm doing pretty doggone well. But anyway, let me not keep talking. Onto our podcast, already in progress.
Welcome to Hello Me, It's Me, Vulnerable AF, a podcast hosted by Nikki D. Lovely. That's really just her diary disguised as a podcast, but who cares? You're here for it. Join in as she addresses her self-reflections on life, love, and dating, and gives us all the tea by being more vulnerable than she ever has, with herself and the world. So let's get started in today's episode with Nikki D. Lovely, already in progress.
Hey guys and girls, men and women, because sometimes, people can be a little offended by those terms for whatever reason. Welcome to another podcast. Welcome to another thought-provoking lip session from me to me, and in most cases to all of you as well. A place where I just share the thoughts that I have learned from my past to my future self in hopes that I can go back and listen to some of the wisdom, quite honestly. For those of you who don't know, I've probably life coached my entire life. I've always been an empath. I've always been a giver. I've always been one of those people who can kind of see things in a different light and help others kind of get through what they're going through. But what was interesting is I found that when it came to myself, I too have my own issues. And even though I have wonderful friends, I really do have wonderful friends who can give me insight and perspective, like different perspectives into like what I'm going through. I always wished there was someone who could give me my straight shooter talk that I give to others. I wanted that for myself. So I said probably the best way to do that is to just speak to yourself, Nikki. Like, what's wrong with speaking to yourself? So I'm not gonna lie, I just really woke up. It's been a long weekend. This is gonna be a hard one for me. I think mainly because I'm like just really in my feelings right now. Hi, Key. My dog, guys. I'm sure he's coming in here asking me for something. Usually like a treat or something. Usually when you hear like little pitter patter in the background, it's him. And him. I actually need him during this time. The crazy part is this dog has been around every time I need some type of comfort. The reason why I kept this dog is because I had him at a time when we were looking for his owner. He's a rescue. Well, whatever we call it. He's a runaway. We're looking for his owner. And I had already had a vacation planned, and my parents were like, we don't want that dog, because he was very clingy, and he clinged to me. And I wound up taking this dog with me to a beach location that I had rented out, and they accepted dogs. So I took him with me, and I had invited this guy to kind of spend the weekend with me that I had liked previously. Actually, if I'm going to be real with you, I wrote a book called No F Boys Allowed. And in that book, there was this guy I had been talking to for about 4 years. And he had just recently got out of a relationship and had hit me up. And I was like, you know what? I really would like to see what this guy is up to. I think a small part of me really wanted him to come out and express his love and affection for me. So I was like, when he hit me up and he's like, "You want to get together?" I was like, "Yeah," because I'm sure this guy has changed his ways and seen the light. He's got out of relationships, so he knows how to talk to women now. And I invited him to come out on this weekend getaway with me, and he shows up and he tells me the story of how much in love he was with his ex and how betrayed he felt and all the things that he had done for her, and how dare she just forget him and cheat on him, which is what she did. And when I tell you that my heart broke hearing how he had did all these things for this other woman that I had wished he would do for me, whew, I was heartbroken. And so I remember laying in the bed and I was crying. And I know his eyes got big, like, what did I say? Like, what did I do? And I was like, I have been trying to get you to see me for so long. And here I was, like, literally, like, lying in bed with him at this point. We didn't have sex or anything, but we were lying in bed together, fully clothed. And I was trying to get you to see me for so long, and here I am, like, lying next to you. And you still don't see me. Like, you still don't see, like, how there I am for you. Was kind of like what I was thinking in my head. And when I tell you, like, that realization hurt me. And I understand he was going through a breakup and he just needed to go through, what he was going through. But I also realized in that moment, like, he wasn't coming to me to be like, oh, I have these feelings for you now, which is what my dumb self was, I think, kind of hoping. Or he wasn't coming to me to say, oh, I figured out, like, it should have been you, which is what my dumb self was hoping. He was coming to me to play life coach. He was coming to me so I could play life coach again. Because, Nikki, you're so great at giving advice. Nikki, you're so great at helping other people with their lives, And I remember at that moment, this dude, like, jumped out of the bed. Because I was so crying, mind you. And it was kind of like he had, like, this realization of shock on his face. It was like, like, oh, wait, no. And he's like, I can't be here. He's like, I can't be here. Like, you deserve better than this. I'm so sorry. Like, I can't be here right now. And I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, I gotta go. And, like, basically in that moment, he was telling me he could not deal with my emotions, really. And I guess he also realized that in that moment, he was going to try to use me again. And he was like, wait a second. This isn't just like a jump off. This is like a woman and she has feelings. And wait a second, I can't do this. And he grabbed his things and he left. And my dog was with me at the time, thankfully. And the reason why I say thankfully, because in that moment, I felt so abandoned. I felt so abandoned. It was like, when I show my hand, when I show my feelings, when I show how I feel, it's easy for the person that I'm feeling them for to just run away, to just get up and walk away. But the funny part is, there's a quote that actually came from a poem I wrote in 2017 that says, "You're not asking for too much, you're only asking the wrong person." Now, it's funny, when people originally started stealing that quote from that poem I wrote. It said, "Finally I realized." And that was what was circulating around the internet at first. And now it's just, you're never too much you're just asking the wrong person. People have just like changed it. And either way, I'm fine with it because people are learning from it. And it even comes back to me now. It's kind of the universe saying, "Hey, Nikki, like, chill out. You're not asking for too much. You're not." Like, I hate the fact that I feel like sometimes I'm even asking for the bare minimum. And people can't even do that. Like, all I'm asking is for, I feel like, is communication, and people can't even do that for me. It's funny because I know I'm a little bit all over the place. I started off this conversation talking about, life coaching and helping others, and then my dog came in and I started talking about him, and I actually had wanted to talk about something completely different, and I probably still will, but let me finish up these messages to self and just say to people that sometimes you can't save everybody. I like to think I can help a lot. I do help a lot. I probably counseled 6 people yesterday, about 3 hours apiece. And it took a heavy toll on me, even given what I've been going through lately. But what I will say is, as I'm counseling other people, I realize, like, this little bitty stuff that I'm going through really ain't that big in comparison to what everyone else is going through. Like, I had someone yesterday who, like, one of their partners was shot and killed in a club. I had someone yesterday whose marriage was kind of dissolved after finding out that after 10 years, the wife was cheating on him. I had someone yesterday who's been in a marriage for 16, 17 years, and they're on the brink of divorce. And he's realizing that he's just been a nice, quote unquote, nice guy this entire time. I've had counsel with a lot of people who've gone through a lot of things, and I'm sitting here going through a quote unquote relationship dissolve with someone I've known for 3 months. And to be fair, I don't feel like I hurt any less than those people right now. And maybe that's the problem. I've been trying to tell myself, why did you care so much? And I think I was just ready to be seen. I think I was just ready to be seen and heard. And yeah, I chose the wrong person again. I was asking the wrong person again. I think, excuse me. I had to take a small break and blow my nose. I don't even know where we were. I guess at this point it doesn't really matter. I think it goes to saying that, everyone says the dating world sucks. And in some cases, most cases actually, it really does. It's like no one really knows how to communicate. I'll even say myself included, like this little crap that I'm going through right now, which I will speak on in my next podcast. But right now, I'm trying to wrap up this being seen thing and kind of going for the wrong people, right? And continuing to go for the wrong people. But one thing I know is that, and the one thing I keep telling myself is that this wasn't it. That guy that I invited after 4 years of knowing that wasn't it. I feel like your spirit kind of knows when something's not it. And even though I think because I was so, in both of these cases, because I've been physically attracted to the people, I think that it's been harder for me to let the person go. Because I get all the butterflies, I get all the feels. And then I kind of lose my head in a sense. It's like I'm not vulnerable, which is what we were going to touch on in our next podcast. But I'm not vulnerable. I'm not open. I don't want the person to know too much about me because I'm afraid that I might lose them. And so I kind of do it to myself. And so the lesson that I'm learning in this is that, one, you have to get back on the horse. Like, I'm not going to find somebody if I'm not going to say looking, but if no one really knows you're available and you're not even trying to grow through your relationships with people, how do you expect to get anywhere? I've learned so much about myself in this past relationship and that relationship that didn't go anywhere, where I just had my dog sitting in this beautiful condo on the beach. And that moment, what I learned is let dead dogs lie. Like, I didn't need to go back to see if he changed or how much he changed. I pretty much knew he hadn't. It was just like this really like 2% hope that he had. And that was dumb. At some point, if you really feel in your heart or you really know what it is, go with what it is, you know? And if there's any advice I could give to my future self, it would be that. It's learn when it's okay to just move on and take the lesson. And realize that every relationship that you have is a lesson. Again, like it wasn't for not. Everything that you've been through has a lesson attached to it. And it's up to you to figure out the lesson. And this is me being life coach to you, because you claim that I'm life coach to everyone else but you. But if I'm going to be life coach to you, I would just say, you know where you're headed. You know the type of people who you would like in your life. And if it looks like that person isn't anywhere in the realm of the type of man that you're looking for, don't even entertain it. There's a part in your book that says we would no longer entertain F-boys. And I know sometimes, you just don't know. Like, because there are F-boys in all shapes and sizes. Like, they're in corporate America too. So it may present itself a certain way. And you're trying to be seen by these men who are really F-boys with suits on. But ask the right questions up front. And you probably won't be hurt as much. And maybe in the process, you may even feel a little seen. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I think it became just like an emotional release for me more so than anything. I'm not sure there's any value here, but I do like to be as transparent as possible, given that I am doing this for me. I'm speaking out for me and all the other people who are like me, who may be going through some of the same things. So that being said, I'd like to thank you for sitting in. And I look forward to having you guys come back soon and hear some more stuff, I guess. Dive deep into my personal life that I actually have never shared, really, with most people. All right. So on that note, just want to let you know, I love you. And I love you and bye. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Hello Me, It's Me with Nikki D. Lovely. Just remember, you can't change who you were yesterday, but you can always learn and grow to become a better version of yourself today. So make sure you do the mental work today for the future you tomorrow, and I will see you next week. And in the meantime, make sure that you check me out on my Instagram at Nikki D. Lovely or _broke_mama. You can also find me at nikkidlovely.com and check out my book, No F-Boys Allowed. I also have a poetry book coming out pretty soon, so just a little shameless plug. But either way, I will see you guys next time, and thanks again.